Hey, this video is going to be on how to clean wax off of your menorah. If you're Jewish, and if you're not, then it's how to clean wax off of your Christmas tree. So, alright, so you can see this thing is loaded with lots of wax. Again, this is a menorah, if you're Jewish. And there's, wow, I can feel it in my hands. There's lots of wax underneath here because this stuff has been on here forever. There's wax on the bottom. This thing is loose, so I'm going to tighten that. And there's wax inside the holes. There's wax all over the star. There is wax inside. There's wax everywhere. Now, one way that you can take this stuff off is you can put hot water on there, which works. Very hot water. You just can't. It just can't be like sink water. It's got to be really, really hot. The problem with that is it's going to melt and it's going to become an absolute mess. You don't want wax in your disposal or in your sink. And you should be wearing gloves because the stuff gets all over your nails and your fingers, but that will wash off in the sink. So there are two ways that I'm going to do this. I've done it before with paint thinner, which works. You don't really want to use paint thinner on something delicate, but paint thinner will dissolve this stuff. Brush cleaner, it could take off the finish. Again, this is really old. I don't want to ruin it. So what I'm going to try first is 91% isopropyl alcohol. You can buy like 80, maybe 78%, 82% in the store. The less water in there, the better. So 91. I think, what do I have here, 91? Yeah, 91%. So I'm going to pour some 91% on here, and we're going to see what it does. Mainly what you want to do, again, is you just want to melt this stuff. You want to dissolve it, and alcohol or brush cleaner or thinner should do that. And then you can wipe up as much as possible and make it easy to clean, but you want to make sure, again, that it's not going to take off your finish. So I'm going to work on the bottom down here a little bit, and I can feel it's all caked with wax. It doesn't feel good. It's not smooth. So let's see what happens. Remember, when you're dealing with alcohol and it touches your hand, it dries it out, dries the skin out. It's not taking off a lot of... It's taken off a little bit of the dirt, a little bit of the tarnish. It feels like it's dissolving the wax, but I'm not 100% sure yet. If you don't care, it might be easier just to pour this stuff in a container, if you don't mind wasting it. I'll probably polish this up afterwards, but mainly the goal right now is to see, does this work? If you like my videos, thumbs up, subscribe, like. Go to the channel page, click on the support button if you want to help me out with the cool donation. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's still some wax on there, but it's much better. It is caked with wax. No, it's still caked with wax all over, so... And if this was being soaked, it's better. There's no doubt it's better. If this was being soaked in a solution of paint thinner or brush cleaner, it would definitely take this stuff off right away. Chemicals are strong. You should be wearing protective rubber gloves. But the main goal now of the video is just to see, does this work? And there's still wax over there. I can feel it. You can see it. It's on my nail right now. So it's loosening the wax. And then you could take it off with your finger or something else. But let's go try some paint thinner now, some brush cleaner. This stuff is highly flammable. It's not safe on your fingers. It's not good on your fingers. It's not good for your breathing. It's not good for your eyes. Whew, is that strong. Definitely can start a fire. So let's see what this stuff does. I really need to open the door and get some fresh air in here. Wiping away now. It feels smooth. Let's see. Feels like the wax is all gone. The wax is all gone. Most of the wax is gone. I think all the wax is gone. Took the wax off in 2 seconds. Highly flammable. If you do this, make sure you're careful with where you put these rags afterwards. so you don't start a fire. Let's try this on the bottom. This is going to be the hardest part right now because it's got some rough material in there. All that green, that's the green wax. That's the wax from the candles, the color. It's not taking off the material. I don't know if I would do this on an expensive piece of silver or gold, but all the wax is completely off of there in seconds. And again, I should be wearing the rubber gloves, but I'm risking my life for the video to make you people happy. So there is absolutely no wax at all on here. The thing is, there's wax in these little crackoses here. So I'm going to go. I want to do one more thing before I show you the final result, which I can do. I'll clean everything up and then come back. But you can see all this wax in here. What do I want to do? Yeah, you can see all the wax in there. So I'm just going to do a quick wipe down over here. Get in it on the edges. Look at all that. That's taking off dirt, but it's also dissolving the wax in seconds. And then with something like this, you could just brush it on. You could put this over some material so that you don't, so you can keep recycling your liquid. You just look how quick that wax comes off. Again, it's a strong cleaner. So I'm going to get in there and finish this thing off. I'll soak these candle holder pieces in the bottom over here. Lots of wax. I'm using hardly any of this. I just dipped it in. If I was really brushing it on, it would be even faster. If I was soaking it in a container for 2 seconds, even faster. So absolutely incredible how quick it works. Takes off all that wax, all the color. Takes seconds to do. And I know you can use alcohol, or you can use hot water, boiling water, or things that are safer or more friendly for the body or the atmosphere, but I don't have time for that. The universe can wait. I must clean my candelabra. So here we go. I still have wax in the bottom. I'm using paintbrush remover, paintbrush cleaner, and I used the isopropyl alcohol, which did work, but neither of them is as good as paint thinner. Paint thinner really did a great job on its own, and boiling water again is really good, but if you're going to use boiling water, you just have to be really careful. And some people might say vinegar. You know, vinegar has its purposes, but it's definitely not an all-purpose thing like everybody says. Even using these chemicals, you can still see waxes in there, and I was trying to scoop it out. So my final stage of testing is I'm just going to take a heat gun. Yeah, I can feel some of the wax over here. You can see that. So I'm going to get a heat gun, and I'm going to heat this thing up a little. You got to be really careful. You can't do that on plastic. You could even use a hairdryer. Hairdryer just to get it a little warm, to melt this a little bit, and it will dissolve. Again, you got to be careful. You don't want to do this in a sink because you don't want melted wax to get stuck onto the inside of the pipe, and it will never come off unless you pour gallons and gallons of hot water, and then it will just go down the drain, and you don't want to do it. So take your time, be patient. I'm going to get the heat gun, as I said. I'm going to crank it on here and see what kind of dirt I can get off of this. If you're going to be using heat, use gloves, protective gloves, don't burn yourself. So I'm going to come back and see what the heat gun does, see if I can get any good results out of this. So what I'm doing now is I'm cranking about 320 degrees worth of heat onto this thing with a heat gun, which is a lot of heat. Make sure you don't set anything on fire. And also make sure you don't damage your metal or ruin it. So I've got You can already see it. It took off some. You just want to get it a little warm and melt it. There's nothing else that's coming off of that. Metal's not really that hot. Again, I'm not trying to destroy the metal. I don't want to ruin anything. I'm just trying to make life a little easier, clean this up. But I will say, I have used paint thinner before, and liberal amounts of it, just pouring it on outside, outdoors, where you should be doing this, and it's worked really well. We're really nice. It just dissolves the paint, the wax in no time. You don't have to go through all of this incredible hassle with a special protective glove so you don't burn yourself. See, there's still a lot of wax on there, even after using the isopropyl and the paint remover, paintbrush cleaner. And with paint thinner, that just comes off in seconds. So that's going to be my video review. Paintbrush wash, paintbrush remover, paint cleaner. Not really too good. Isopropyl really didn't work that good. I could do some vinegar. Maybe I'll do some vinegar just to finish off the video, and we'll see if that does anything. Hold on. Now, a lot of the wax is off of this. There's an incredible amount of wax still in the star. So let's just use all the chemicals in the world and get really sick mixing all this stuff together. I'm going to spray a little bit of vinegar on here. We'll see if this does anything. Probably not. I know people are going to say I need to let it soak for a while. Don't leave me comments like that. I don't need to hear that. Let's see what the vinegar does. Does the vinegar do anything? I don't see any green color coming off of here. Again, not like there's that much wax left on this thing, but I don't see any green coming off. Is there any wax over here? Most of the wax is gone. Here's some wax down here. Let's see what the vinegar does. I've got one other thing that I'm going to add to this video, because I want to see if the most incredible all-purpose cleaner in the world that is so bad for your lungs is going to work. So, I don't really see much coming off here. There's still some wax on here. All right, let's do, there's wax inside here, so that's a really good test. That's a very good test. Let it soak in there for a few seconds. Not a long time. Let's jam it in there and see what comes out, if anything. Does it come out green? Not really, because the vinegar doesn't work. But we're going to try. Oh boy, this is so bad. Mix it all. Don't do any of this at home. This is dangerous. Where do we have wax? We have wax in this guy. We have wax in the 1, 2, in the fourth one. 1, 2. We definitely have wax over here. So here is the big final finale, the big test, the big mucho rucho, the chemical that works for everything. And let's see what it does over here. Let me get the cover on there really fast, because this stuff is pretty brutal. I'm going to let it soak for a couple seconds. And we'll see what it does. Definitely should be wearing gloves with this, because what I'm using is 100% ammonia. An incredible cleaner. Really bad for your lungs and very bad for your skin. Let's see if we get any color out of this one. No color? Wax is way down there. No, ammonia doesn't work either. All right, How do you clean wax? Paint thinner. It works really good. I'm sorry I can't show it to you on this thing, but it works better than any of the stuff that you saw here. Vinegar doesn't work. Ammonia doesn't work. It might work if it's soaked for a while. Isopropyl 91% did make a difference. Oh boy, the fumes. I got to get the door open. Paintbrush remover really didn't do that great. And paint thinner definitely works. But it's dangerous and it's toxic and it's flammable. And be safe. Happy Hanukkah. Make sure you clean your wax off your Christmas tree. There you go. That's the final result of polishing and cleaning. Happy 2017, everybody.